Good evening, everyone. My name is Lailin J.P. Galorio, and my report is about Chapter 4 Basic Elements of Highway Traffic Analysis. The functional effectiveness of a highway is measured in terms of its ability to assess and accommodate the flow of vehicles with safety and efficiency. The following are the properties in order to measure the level of its effectiveness and a certain parameter associated. First is the quantity of the traffic. Second, the type of vehicle within the traffic stream. Third is the distribution of flow over a period of time, usually 24 hours. The fourth is the average speed of the traffic stream. And the five is the density of the traffic flow. The traffic flow, or Q, a measure of the volume of the traffic on a highway, is defined as the number of vehicles N. So the Q is represent as the traffic flow and the N is represent the number of vehicles passing some given point of the highway in given time interval is T. So is the um, the T is defined as the travel or the time interval. The equations given is Q is equivalent to N over T, or the traffic flow is equal to number of vehicles over the time interval. The, the general term the general term Q is expressed in vehicle per unit time. The number of vehicles on a given section of highway can be also computed in terms of the density or concentration of a traffic as follows. So K is equal to N over L, where K is a traffic density, N is the measure of the number of vehicles, and I is the occupying length of this is occupying length of a road. So remember, the key is the traffic density, the N is the measure of the number of vehicles, and the L is the occupying length of the road. For the given section of road containing key vehicle per unit length, the average speed of the key vehicles is termed the space means speed U. So when we talk about speed, it's represent the letter U, where U is the average speed for all vehicles in given space at a given discrete point in time. The three parameter U, or the speed, the key, the density flow, and the Q is the Q is the traffic flow, are directly related under the stable traffic condition Q equal to U, or Q equal to U times K. So let's proceed to speed density relationship. As more vehicle use the section of highway, the density of flow will increase and their speed will decrease from a maximum free flow value, or UF, as they is increasing more inhibited by the driving maneuvers of others. So, ang speed density relationship, if magkataas ang iyang density of the flow, ang iyang speed is magkaubusad. Iya ang maximum free flow kay magkaubos. If the traffic volume continues to increase, a point is reached where traffic will be brought to a stop. The speed will equal to zero, or U is equal to zero, with the density at its maximum point as car as jump to bumper or turn the jump density, or represent as key sub F or key F. So if ang mga vehicle is their density is equal to zero, or U is equivalent to zero, to the point na mag-bumper to bumper na sila, ilaang those terms is termed as jump density, or represent as key sub F or key F. Thus, the limiting value of relationship between speed and density are follows. When k is equal to 0, then u is equal to u times f. When u is equal to 0 na pod, the k is equivalent to k sub f or kf, which is the jam density. Let's proceed to flow density relationship. The following direct relationship between flow and density is decided as u is equal to u k equal to uf and bracket L minus k over kf times k. Therefore, the u is equivalent to uf times k minus k squared over kf in order to establish the density at which maximum flows occur. Differentiate and set equal to 0 as follows. Since uf is not equal to 0, the term within the bracket must equal to 0. So, kung kanina, q is equal to uk times k minus k squared over kf. So, kinahanglan nimo siya, equate nimo siya sa 0, then mahimo siyang L minus 2 km over kf is equivalent to 0. Ayan na siya pagkuan. Then, ang formula, i-derive pa dyan nimo siya, mahimo siyang km equivalent to kf over 2. Ang km is represent the density at maximum flow of thus equal to jam density. So, sa itong jam density, kf ang jam density. So, si km pod is the density at maximum flow. It does equal the jam density. So, let's proceed to speed-flow relationship. Speed-flow relationship, yung formula is K is equivalent to Kf or the jam density times L minus U over UF. By combining this formula, the following relationship is derived as Q. So, meaning, i-derive nimo ang original formula, mahimo siyang Q equal to Kf or the jam density times U minus U square over UF. Determining the capacity of highway. There are different to determining the capacity of a highway. The first, which can be termed the level of service approach, involves establishing from the perspective of the road user the capacity of service derived by a highway at a given rate of vehicular flow per line of traffic. The second approach, used in Britain, puts forward practical capacities of road of various size and with carrying different type of traffic. Within this method, economic assessments are used to indicate the lower border of a flow range, the level which a given road is likely to be preferred to a narrow one. The level service approach is described inequalities by the operational condition for traffic from the viewpoint of road user. The highway capacity manual in the U.S. lists 6 levels of service range, ranging from A best to F worst. So service A is best and the service F is the worst. So what is service A? Service A is the best and the service F is the worst. So what are the service A to F? Service F is this represent free flow condition where traffic flow is virtually zero. So this is kanang yang flow is smooth, wala siya, dili siya magkuha, dili siya guot, as in makadagan jud ka. And then service B represent reasonable free flow condition. So mo ni siya mga service B is makamove ka, dili kay siya guot, dili po kay siya luag. Ang service C, deliver stable flow condition. When we say deliver slow condition, it's either dili kay siya, I mean, like sa isa ka way, sa isa ka highway, na ay mga 6 or more nga mga sakyanan. Dili nimo siya mas in ma-bumper to bumper, kay service C pa man siya. Service D, the highway is operating at high density level but stable flow will still prevail. So, mo ni service D is mo nahitabo sa mga national way dari sa provincial. But sa Maynila, sa una kung wala pa tong mga mga bag-ong road na gipanghimo, ang road sa Manila is na belong sa Service E. It represents the level at which capacity of highway has been reached. So, sa Manila is traffic kayo, and then the flow niya is hinay, as in super hinay. Dayon, at the point nga moabot siya sa Service F, describe a state of breakdown of force flow with flow exceeding capacity, as in mag-bumper to bumper na ning Service F. Some definition in order to determine the road level of services, comprehension of the relationship between hourly volume peak hour factor and service flow is vital. So hourly volume represent the V, and then it's mean that the highest hourly volume within 24 hours periods, and the peak hour factor or PHF is the ratio of the hourly volume to the peak of 15 minutes flow, or V sub 15 enlarged to a hourly value. So the formula is PHF, or the peak hour factor, is equivalent to V, or the hourly volume, divided by V15, or the 15-minute flow, times 4, which is the constant. The maximum service flow rate for multi-lane highways, the highway's capacity manual generate maximum flow value obtainable on a multi-lane highway given a certain speed limit and prevail level of services. So, here natay table. The first table is the value of CG for different design speed. So, the design speed kilometer per hour. So, ang CG is vehicle per hour. So, if ang CG nimo is 70, nakay 2,000 design speed kilometer per hour. If ang volume po nimo ang value nimo is 60, and then same siya po na kay 2,000 design speed kilometer per hour. If 50 imong value sa CG, and then the design speed kilometer per hour nimo is 1,900. Sa table number 2, the ratio of flow to capacity for different level of service is design speed. Una natin ibasa rin na service E, service B, C, D, E, F. And then, kaning CG, kaning second to third to fourth column, mo ni siya ang equivalent kung sa result sa imo ang solution, makita nimo kung asa siya na belong. It's either na siya service A, service B, sa C ba, sa D, E, o F. So let's proceed to solving sample problem. Sample problem, a rural divide 4-lane highway has a peak hour volume, or V, in one direction of 1,850 vehicles per hour. Ideal condition apply, therefore there are no heavy goods vehicles, buses, or recreational vehicles in the traffic. The peak hour factor is 0.8. So ang peak hour factor niya is 0.8. The design speed limit is 70 meter per hour. Determine the level of service being provided by the highway. So ang solution niya is the service flow, or SF, can be calculated knowing the hourly volume and during the peak hour and the peak hour factor PHF. So, ang formula is SF equal to V divided by PHF. So, ang V niya is given. Ang hourly volume niya is 1,850, sakto, divided by di mo siya sa 0.8, which is the PHF or the peak hour factor. So, ang result niya is 2,312.5 vehicle per hour. So, since ang nasa problem is ang CG niya is 70 meter per hour, nasa table, kung ang 70 meter per hour, ang design speed niya is 2,000. So, ang design speed niya, CG 70, is equivalent to 2,000 passenger car per hour per lanes. So, ang N niya, the number of lane in each direction is 2. Therefore, SF is divided by CG is equivalent to, ang value sa SF, nakuha na nato, that is 2,312.5 vehicle per hour, divided by nato sa CG, which is the 2,000 times 2, CG times N. So, divided, SFCG divided by N equivalent to 2,312.5 divided by 2,000 times 2 is equivalent to 0.58. So remember, 0.58 pangitao na to kung asa na bilong sa service ang 0.58. So since under the prevailing ideal condition, therefore, with reference of the sample 1, the ratio of flow capacity to greater than 0.54 is greater than 0.54 but less than 0.71. So, asa na bilong siya if greater siya sa 0.54, kay ang result niya is 0.58, but less than siya sa 0.71. So, nabilong siya sa table, ang tata sa table. 0.58 is greater than 0.54, nasa B, but less than siya sa 0.71. So, asa siya nabilong? Nabilong siya sa level C. 0.58 is belong to the level service of C. And that's all. Remember, familiarize the table and then my co-reporter will follow. Thank you.